If you're just getting one device, I think that the Nomad is the better standalone device. Let's go ahead and get out the Nomad and have a little look. Yeah, I've covered the battery life, haven't I? About a week, I reckon I'll get in my use case. One thing I also wanted to say was how useful the comment sections on my videos are, especially for reMarkable. And if you go down into the comments, you'll probably see, not probably, you will see people saying why they either tried it and sent it back, or why they tried it and stuck with it. If you're not sure, it's always worth diving into the comments in my videos to have a good look at that. Let's bring in the SuperNote. And the SuperNote, this is the SuperNote Nomad, which is a beautiful device. And there they are side by side. Yeah, I know which one I would buy out. I'm going to save that for the end. You can all discuss which one do you think I would buy out of these two, and I'm going to say whether I think which one's better or worse. But I think I know which one I would buy, and I'll probably say that at the end unless I change my mind doing that as well. So one thing you get in the Nomad, let's take the Move out of its case as well, just sort of keep them side by side. One thing you get on the Nomad is you get linking. So now at least you can now search all your handwritten notes here as well. But I think that if you're a bullet journal aficionado, if you love really organizing your notes, then getting linking and using that on here is really, really ideal. I do love the gestures here, but I think actually the gestures, can't remember what the undo gesture is now, just off the top of my head. The gestures on the reMarkable are also very good as well. And I do think that both of these companies really do care for their devices. But of course, you get the better handwriting here. And the reason you get the better handwriting is twofold. Really premium feeling pens. This one is the Heart of Metal 1, and the really great ceramic nibs, and the really great Feel Right 2 screen. And yeah, this is a Wacom EMR pen, and that is just more accurate than the capacitive styluses over here. And I would take Wacom EMR any day of the week. It's not unusable by any stretch of the imagination. You can see the handwriting is acceptable on both, but can you, I mean, which one do you like the look of the handwriting more? I promise you, I'm not trying to do it differently. This looks like my handwriting, and this looks like some algorithm has interrupted my handwriting to enable it to look like handwriting rather than my handwriting. Does that make any kind of sense? It's kind of like, this is how my handwriting looks if I write on a Microsoft Surface, or to a certain extent, an iPad. But this is how my handwriting looks like if I actually use a ballpoint. And that makes the whole thing so much more natural to work here on the Nomad. And so that one is really important to me. I just find if I write a little bit on here, it's always sloppy and it's always slightly not where I put it. And I think that's because we're talking about, somebody mentioned the diagonal line test. You can see those, and I have a degree in architecture, and therefore I can draw a freehand straight line perfectly every time. Of course, I'm only joking, but it gets worse when it's tilted. You see the wobble, okay? That kind of wobble as it goes over the grid is just not as good, and you just get less of that with Wacom EMR. And therefore, the stroke is where I put my nib. There is a fine wobble on there actually. The stroke is where I put my nib, and therefore the handwriting looks better. I actually think that the pen tools are better on the reMarkable. I would love to have these pen tools on the SuperNote. So the pen tools are better on reMarkable. But of course, I've got all my drawing tools in the Atelier app over here as well, which are the best e-ink drawing tools that there are. One of the reasons why they've gone for this is because then they can continue to use their magnets. Whereas SuperNote said, well, if sorry, it's just, I don't know how we got onto that one, but there we are, thank you. Very good, yeah, no, it's not an important skill. When rulers exist, of course. And I've got a ruler sat right here, which I used to get this comment every time I did this demonstration. I used to get this comment that's like, would it kill you to put a wooden ruler on the device and do a proper straight line? Oh no, it wouldn't. But I'm used to drawing lines with a ruler. And if I do that more slowly, you'll see it's more pronounced. And if I do it on its side, you should see it's even more pronounced. Yeah, not too bad, but definitely better on the SuperNote with the Wacom EMR. Yeah. Where was I? Yeah, the one reason why they've done this is so that they can still use magnets for the pen to go on the side and magnets to put the device in. But SuperNote have just said, well, okay, we won't use magnets. Or rather, they do use magnets on this one, don't they? But the magnets are way away from the writing surface. So I guess they just found that reMarkable found that having the magnets on the back of the device just meant that there were areas on the screen where you just got wobble. And instead they've gone for just wobble everywhere. So not a deal breaker, but the handwriting is better on the SuperNote. Steph has it just with one finger page turn rather than I have two on mine. And I do think this is an important one. If you're just getting one device, I think that the Nomad is the better standalone device. Whereas I think that the reMarkable is a good companion to the other reMarkables. Of course, though, you've got no color over here. So you've got the option to, add color to your charts and things like that, highlight things in different colors, obviously read color content. So if color is important for your documents that you need to digest, then there's that. But I think that the Nomad has a better size for notes, although it's not quite as good for holding in one hand and writing on than the Move is. And the Move is clearly designed for actually taking notes away from placing it anywhere. Although I always find myself leaning my hand up against something when I'm writing on it to get that more accuracy. So there we are. That's my kind of thoughts about those. Which one do you think that I would get? Which one do you think that I'm going to pick? And I think loads of people love the Nomad for just all of their note taking. And you can customize it more. You can add Android apps if you want as well. Not Google Play, but different ones there as well. And I think both of these are quite cool if you know that you need to take a laptop or you need to take an iPad or something like that, and you want an e-ink device next to your keyboard, which I think is a real key area for e-ink. It sure is, yeah. Keep going, keep guessing. E-reader forum thinks I'd go for the Nomad. I think I've said there's no linking on the reMarkable, so you're stuck either using tags, which is good enough, I suppose. But there was a point earlier on my main planner, yeah. So my planner here, and I was planning my first week, and I said, oh, I'll be an IFA. Well, I've got a whole folder full of IFA. So what I'd really like to be able to do is just select that and link out to that folder or to a specific part of that planner, maybe even the page Monday on IFA, when I could do that on the Nomad, but I can't do that over here. So there's that. It's quite funny though, we talk a good game, a lot of e-ink tablet reviewers, about reviewing your notes and keeping things well organized. And then we're on this call with the reMarkable team, and it just like every time they got out their reMarkable to show me, and they did demonstrate things live on their reMarkable, and you can see them being really well used. And they'd always say, oh, don't look at my folder structure because it's so messy everywhere and everything like this. So it's like, yeah, mine too, don't worry. Don't look at how badly organized things are. But you can always find things, and it's quite funny, isn't it? This drawing keeps coming up time and time again on I did this on the reMarkable too, I think. And this is the thing, like without doing anything, it seamlessly synced all of the documents right from way back on my reMarkable one. And they're all there straight away on the Move. And the the cloud, there we are, look, there she is. The cloud apps and the apps on iOS, on Android, on desktop are all really, really good. Incidentally, I actually haven't done any drawing on it yet, but my mum did a drawing on it to test that out, so I'll show you that. I think it's in this one. And you can see that the wobble actually, funnily enough, the wobble bothers me less when I'm drawing than when I'm handwriting for some reason. Because my SuperNote is a mess as well, although I would say, you know, organizing things with links is the thing to do there. Custom templates is better on the SuperNote. I'm going back to my PDF, my old school, make a PDF and annotate on top of the PDF thing there as well. Handwriting recognition is really quite good on both of them, but the reMarkable now has the cloud handwriting recognition, which is almost always better. So I would definitely say there's a benefit there as well. I think, as I said, reMarkable have got their cloud better than SuperNote have, but you have to pay for it, let's not forget. And I've been loving working on the SuperNote for last year, obviously with the Manta, the bigger one. So let's see, most people say, oh, Marcel thinks Move. You think, yeah, because I'm such a Manta fan, the Nomad would be the one. Nodal says Move. I think most people, Javier says Nomad, Zenless Nomad. Yeah, I would definitely pick Nomad. And I don't think that's right for everyone, but I think that it's the handwriting thing. It's just the handwriting thing right now. Yeah, I do, yeah. I mean, mostly honestly though, it's just a really great notebook. Nomad all day long, yeah. Fascinating. Thanks for sort of having a bit of fun with me on that one as well there. One thing, my launch video was called, like, or one of the thumbnails that you might have seen, that thumbnail, or one of my other thumbnails was called Where reMarkable Lead Others Follow. And the interesting thing is I've been really enjoying the reMarkable method stuff and sending these things into our inbox, like PDFs about not just how good their device is, but actually here's some great thing you can try on your device. And also the reMarkable methods are great. And when you go into any document now, let's create a new one, why not? All the templates you get, especially these reMarkable methods templates, they're really sort of giving you lots of ways that you can work. And I think that other companies are now, I'm sort of seeing stuff in my inbox to do with, you know, here's an example of somebody using their SuperNote for work, here's an example of someone using their Viwoods, and they're trying to do a similar sort of marketing angle as well, which that makes a lot of sense. Again, where reMarkable lead, others follow. I think one interesting point will be that other companies following the lead of reMarkable and using capacitive pens, SuperNote seems still quite committed into the world of the EMR pen. So I think that will be an interesting discussion over the next year or so as we see which companies follow the lead of reMarkable down the capacitive pen trap and which ones stick with the EMR and how they tackle those things as well. So it'd be really interesting. Oh, one other thing about the reMarkable is actually they've taken the time to really scale these things down. So if I go in a daily to-dos, I don't just get a scaled down version of the Paper Pro one, I get one which is designed to go onto this size. Whereas, as far as I'm aware, SuperNote kind of templates, they're just sort of scaled down versions of one another on the device there as well.